Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, species around the multiverse, welcome to episode 326 of Geek Syndicate, in which we are doing what we always do, and that's bringing the sass back to geekdom. As always, I am Monts, and with me, as usual,
is the man who brings the sass back to geekdom, along with the other man who brings the sass to geekdom. That would make me the sass man.
The sass man. Yeah.
You got 48 hours, sass man. It's your badge. I want your badge and your gun, sass man.
I love it. What is
Screw you, McCluskey.
What is a TV show without a cop being asked for his badge and his gun? I mean, seriously. Is it even a cop show if that doesn't happen? What you drinking there, sass man? Sarsaparilla.
Yeah. It's a gift that keeps giving, man. Well, welcome to 2021. The shit show's still going. Do you know what? I take no guilty pleasure in the fact that all the people that kept saying to me, you know, let's hope 2021, you know, I can't wait to get 2020 out of the way because 2021 is going to be a much better year. And I was just sitting there quite quietly sipping my drink going, oh, maybe not.
But also, it's like time is a construct. Just because one day has changed, the label's changed, doesn't mean the world is suddenly a different place. I'm like, man, how many years have we got to live before we figure that one out?
Seriously, man. Somewhere in my head, what's happened is like it's like near the end of the first Superman movie, where like Lois Lane is dead, and he just sits there for like 2 days, and then he flies up to try and spin the world around. But in our scenario, the dad actually did stop him. He's got no, I can't interfere in human history. Do you know what, dude? This one time it'd be okay.
This one time
it'd be okay. Just take us back maybe a couple of years.
Yeah. There you go. Well, here we are.
Yeah. Anywho, we're gonna try our best to, like, you know, bring some sass to your podcast listening ears.
Yeah. Here come the sass.
So quickly, before we get into it, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has been listening to us over the past, I was going to say over the past year, that's 7 days.
Over the past 7 days?
Oh yeah, over the past 7 days and the previous year. And everyone that has been supporting us and buying us virtual coffees and has donated to the show, we really do appreciate it. And a special thank you to Anwar, sorry if I said your name wrong, buddy, who has wished us Happy New Year.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
So, let's just jump. We're not going to do any news today, but we are going to jump straight into the week that was.
Yeah.
The reason we're jumping into this is because what happens in my house is I go, hey, Siobhan, that's my wife, for those of you who don't know, hey, Siobhan, Barry has recommended this movie and before I get to the end of the sentence, Siobhan goes, cool, let's watch it. Because, like, Barry's recommendation has become like, do you know what I mean? We've got to do, once I mentioned Barry's recommended to Siobhan, she's in.
I'm the film whisperer.
Yeah, except you've let us down a couple of times.
I've let you down once. That was Magnum, man.
Yeah, that's right. It was Magnum. I'm sure there was a second time.
It might well have been.
Oh no, that was me. Was that Vampire Diaries or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but that's not bad. That's like 2 for 100. So you know, you did good. So in our first lockdown, we decided we were going to watch films with like a huge body count. So we were like Olympus Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, Extraction.
Nice.
So we decided that this time we wanted to because we're in lockdown again in England, and we wanted to do disaster movies. And as we were saying it, Barry just sent me a message going, "You'll need to watch Skyfire," which is a Chinese disaster movie about volcanoes. So we got it up, and I'm like, you know what? I do not regret the time that I gave this movie. I don't.
So before we get into it, so the blurb for Skyfire is, there is no blurb for it. The hell?
It's really it's everything online is patchy about it.
Okay, so it's a Chinese disaster action film about volcanic eruption at a resort. That just kind of cover it. But I would say it is basically like if you took Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
you replaced the dinosaurs with a volcano,
With lava.
right? With lava, and then you took the mayor from Jaws, and
Yeah.
he's the dude running the joint.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much so. I mean, we ain't got the time. There's so much so packed. First off, so the idea of this resort is like it's built on top of a live volcano, right? That's hint number one for your ass.
The hit number 2 that you can find in the trailer is when the boss says, "We're gonna be fine." At that moment, you go, "Yeah, okay."
And hit number 3 is he makes a big and the boss is played by Jason Isaac from Harry Potter fame.
Yeah, Malfoy.
And they actually have a team of scientists there to like monitor the volcano, you know, in case of trouble and blah blah blah. And they're trying to set up this brand new sort of system to do it. And one of the staff, she's already had a bit of an encounter with a volcano as a kid. I don't want to say too much because that would spoil it. But the fact that you've done that, and then they actually come to you and say, "We think you should close it down because the volcano is about to erupt," and he said, "No, I need facts." I'm like, but that's why you've got scientists, yeah, and they're telling you.
And I've got to say, there's a few classic deaths in this movie.
Mate, let me tell you, I haven't, well, it's wrong to say I haven't laughed that much.
Since The Punisher. Exactly. I had the same thought, man.
So, I think for me...
You're thinking about the rocket launcher.
I think for me, there's like 3. So I'm not gonna. This won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen the film. So the first one is all I say is pole guy.
Which guy? Oh my God. That was painful, man.
I mean, that is one of the worst ways to go, and that is a prime example of what my mum used to say. Of if you can't hear, you must feel. You were done told, you didn't hear, you're too fast.
To be fair, he needed to go anyway.
So that's number 1. Number 2 was
jet ski guy.
Jet ski.
He was my favourite.
Oh my God. And
number 3, you can't really say.
Well, I can say, just keep listening. Just keep listening. Even though you knew it was coming, I was like,
I thought he was gonna make it.
Yeah, because I thought, but I still thought he would live a little. I don't know. I thought maybe he'd get a leg broken.
That's what
trying to crawl back. But I'm like, nope, he ain't walking away from that.
I mean, that was just like that's gonna live with that kid. You know what I mean?
The good thing about some disaster movies, right, is they don't mess up. The really good ones, Taron Egerton does a great build up, but the really good don't mess about. They get to the money quickly, and I think this film was.
Listen, when the movie started, I had to pause it because I thought we'd somehow jump to the middle. Because it went straight in, man. I was like, hold on, the disaster's happening already.
Yeah. But there's some people in this film where, like, if I was the disaster, I would be
need
with
those people.
I need those people. One, there's a dude, right? Sorry, Jeep guy. I don't think I've ever seen a dude.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I've got this. And he did.
Yeah. The whole driving backwards business.
Listen, I've driven backwards, man. It ain't easy. And when he jumps the ravine backwards. Where did my boy get these skills, man?
The thing is like when he's from the beginning, the bit where she falls on the rope. And he's there with a hole in the rope. He's like, get her up. I'm like...
and there's smoke coming up from between.
Yeah. And I'm like, the dude's got skills, right? Then when he's underwater with his missus...
Listen, so you know he asked her to marry him, yeah? And I said to Siobhan, why would you not marry someone who could hold their breath for that long? Because both of them, man, there's some superhuman kind of it's going on.
The guy was muddy.
You know when they went to get the girl's grandfather?
Yeah,
They come out and this is it. And then what's her name comes through in the Jeep.
Yeah.
And she didn't even mess around. She just got out the driver's seat. You know, someone needs to be behind the driver.
I mean, that bit was quality. That bit was quality. My boy could drive. However,
Go on, I think I know where you're going there.
He was boom. The daughter was boom. But if they ever want to do an Indiana Jones style film, and they want to cast a Chinese dude, you got to get that dad. The whole next day,
he was hardcore, man.
The whole next day, much right, and I'm still wearing it now. I was busting a scarf because my boy was rocking a scarf in that film, man.
Oh, I'm telling you,
he was hardcore. It's the minute when he's kind of giving the lecture about the volcano and stuff, and then he was like, "Yeah, blah blah blah," and then next minute, like he's ringing her to sort of go, "Yeah, I think it's going to erupt. You need to get out of there." And she's like, "No, I'm all right, Dad. Leave me alone." And then next minute, my boy's coming off a chopper.
Walking
do you know
across,
what I mean? Walking across, pack up your shit. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
Again, he was just money.
See, I just got to say, at that point, I said to Siobhan, if we're in a disaster situation and we have a terrible argument, we got to make a pact not to reconcile until we're in safety.
Yeah,
because
that's what's keeping you alive, man.
Exactly. No, I mean, I could understand people going, no, that wasn't a great film. But
yeah.
Like, in my mind, that was a great film.
CG was ropey in places. I don't care, man. I don't care. I had so much fun, but it was just what I needed. And it
had a lot of heart, man.
It had a lot of heart. Also, it was 90 minutes.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason I watched it. That's the only reason I watched it last night.
Same.
I looked at it and went, yeah, we can fit that in.
Yeah, 90 minutes, that's doable. Tough. Anyway.
So yeah, that was a brief chat about it.
Yeah, I had to. Sorry, man. I had to get it out, man. I had to get it out.
I know.
That's a film, man. We tried to watch The Tunnel. And Sue went, I don't want to watch it. She's like, I was like, what do you mean? She said, after that film, we need to give it a breather. We need to let that breathe before we move on to another disaster movie. I was like, okay.
I'm ready for the next one now.
Yeah, me too, man.
Right, anyway, it's time for our main course, or whatever it is we say.
We say main feature normally.
It's time for our main feature. In our last episode, we talked about the new offerings from the Star Wars franchise, and today we want to talk about the new offering from the Marvel franchise because there's enough of them. Enough. So I'm just going to go through it in release order, actually, starting with... and what we're going to do is, Barry, we're going to put, yes, I'm going to watch that, B, not interested, or C, well, give it a go.
Yep.
So the first one, which comes out next Friday, I believe, is WandaVision, the TV show WandaVision. So this is Division and Scarlet Witch, their own TV show. And I remember watching the trailer for this a while back, and it just looked wacky and out there and just a bit of a brain thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, this just looks... it just looks fresh. It looks original to me, so I was in right then because it was weird, and it felt like it was a little bit based on Tom King's run of Division, which was fantastic. The comic,
it's a lot based.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm like you. I saw the first trailer for it, and I really like. Look, it just looked different, and that was enough. That was enough to bring me in, and. I read the Tom King run, really enjoyed that as well. So I'm like, yeah, I'm all for that. I think part of the problem that I've had with it recently is they have stepped up the marketing on it, something chronic.
Which I've ignored.
Yeah, which I kind of wish I had ignored because it's like, it is almost like every day there's a new trailer.
Oh, really?
That's what it feels a little bit like. And I almost want to sort of say to Marvel, you know what, you can ease up on the gas because... you're Marvel.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? People are going to watch it. So
Yeah, you're good.
You're all good, man. Just a couple of little trailers, a couple of trailers, and then bring out something a little near at the time, and then just drop it. So that's kind of waned my excitement a little bit on it, but not enough to say I'm not going to watch it. I'm still looking forward to watching it, but as I said, just wish they'd eased up a little bit. But I have no idea what to expect. I don't even. Do you know how many episodes?
No, I don't.
Okay,
but that's how I like it.
Yeah. And
definitely. For me, it's the same kind of thing, and like no one really talks about it apart from me. Is Doom Patrol, and for me, Doom Patrol was just different and out there, and I liked it for the same reason I got excited about Doom Patrol is the same reason I'm interested in WandaVision. So what brings us to next is, so we're heading to mid-March now, and I suppose spacing these things out is like, maybe you're adding one show to your roster at a time, so maybe that's doable, because one of the big things for me is time. I can't deal with all these new series, but maybe this makes it easier. March, Falcon and Winter Soldier. What say you?
I mean, I'm going to say, action-wise, I thought the trailer looked good. And what I found when I watched the trailer again this week, and what I realised why I was being more harder on it, because I thought I was watching a film. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because that level of kind of like, the effects and the action, blah, 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 it felt like I was watching a Marvel film.
Whereas for a TV show, you kind of expect it to be more sort of character-led trailer.
Yeah, a bit more, or a bit more, because you've maybe got less money to play with, and I think we're in a different ball game these days. Again, I like the look of it. I like both characters. I'm not sure, the trailer didn't really show that much. I'm not sure about a lot of it might hang on the chemistry between the two of them, and I'm not sure I got that in the trailer. I'll be honest,
I'm in. Sorry, I'm in, but I'm not excited. And part of that is I just didn't really felt like the partnership felt a bit forced together.
Glass half full on it. I think some of that is because they tried to make a very sort of slick trailer with a lot of action set pieces and very little.
Right. Okay.
Because I couldn't even, which again is a good thing for me. I couldn't even tell you what the plot. Do you know what I mean? What the idea of it is.
I haven't got a clue.
And I think in some ways it's almost like I was going to watch it anyway. So you're right. Just throw a couple of flashing lights on the screen. So yeah, you know what I mean. I'm going to watch it. So, but I've liked both of those characters in the films,
whichever way they've been presented before.
Yeah,
so.
And I actually think there was a couple of little moments in. It would have been Civil War between the two of them, which actually did drop quite well. So I think. I'm hoping it's just the way that trailer was put together.
Okay, we shall see. Got a couple months to wait to find out. So the next thing is a movie. We're talking May now, and we've been waiting for this for a while, is Black Widow. So obviously this is before she died. And so it looks a little bit at her past and kind of fleshes her out a bit. And it's also starring O.T. Fagbeni, who we've had on the show.
Yes, we have.
When he was just after he was in Doctor Who. Was it something in the Death in the Library?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Something like that.
He's one of the scientists, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he was in that.
Silence in the Library.
Silence in the Library, that's it. We had him on the show shortly after that. Yeah, trailers have been around for a while. What say you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to watch it. I think they've brought it out much later than they should have done. And I'm talking about even compared to when they're originally going to release it. As in, this film should have really come out after Winter Soldier, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You should have been dropping... because the way Winter Soldier was set, that was prime for a Black Widow film straight after that. With the Russos. Because they know how they just know how to handle action, that kind of action that you want. So, I really like Black Widow. I just wish we'd seen this film before.
It's got David Harbour from Stranger Things in it. I'm all over him as well.
And it's got Rachel Weisz in there as well, isn't it?
Enough said.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll see. So we're in with that one as well. What's next on the list? So also coming in May is Loki, the TV show. So I haven't seen any of the new trailers for Loki. So I don't really know what it's about.
Have you seen any trailers for Loki? It's a better
I
way to
saw
put
like
it.
when they first announced it. It just looked. Actually, no. The last thing I saw, it looked like him being in kind of different time zones. Am I talking nonsense?
No, you're not. I mean, you talk nonsense, but
Yeah. Okay.
just
Okay.
happens to be not one of those times.
Thank you. No need to sound that surprised.
Yeah. I gotta say, before I saw I didn't even know they dropped new trailers. But before I saw a trailer for Loki, I was out. Like I
Likewise.
just wasn't interested. I'm like, because I just felt like he'd been overused.
Yeah.
And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, I'm in. It looks like he's part of some kind of almost like time police type or alternate reality police. And it looked really good. I actually really like. In many ways, this is probably the one that I was most interested in, mainly because it was also the one that I was the least interested in when it was first announced.
Yeah. I am. One of the things I think that's got me interested is there was a comic series called Loki, because it's about Loki. I can't remember what it was now or who had written it, whatever. And I had no interest in the character whatsoever. Well, I remember reading this series and I really liked it. I think it was Loki, Agent of Asgard, which is great.
Yes, I haven't read that, but I'd heard about it. I'm wondering if it is kind of loosely based on that. Maybe I don't know.
But it was great, and I was like, okay. So I admit, if it wasn't for that, I probably would not have that kind of that kind of interest that I've got now. So I don't know, but like you said, the trailer made me go, oh, all right. I had no interest in this. I thought of all the characters to make a TV show of, really. But yeah, it's all right. So that was May, and now we're moving into July of this year. And so this is a character I know nothing about, and I think you had to school me on this guy. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, I mean,
So first of all, I'd just be in because of the title.
yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't even know why we're even talking about it because we could do the, surprise. I mean as well. Do you know what I mean? I've read one Shang-Chi comic as a kid. That's it, and
Okay.
it had Luke Cage in it, and it was badass. So my level of knowledge is just above yours, really. But for that reason, I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get some good martial art action going as well.
Yeah,
So
hopefully it'll wash the taste of the Iron Fist TV show out of my mouth.
yeah, and moving on. Summer this year, we have our first animated offering, which is What If.
In
Why do you say it so quickly?
Because they've got Peggy Carter as Captain America.
Yeah, is it Captain America though? Because she's got a British shield in it.
Is it British? Well, I don't know. Whatever she is, because I think her what if is she gets the super soldier serum.
Yeah. So what if the whole concept of what if is exactly as it says on the tin, which is Marvel have this character called Watu the Watcher. Is that how you say his name?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Is Watu the Watcher, who is just a character, is a big bald guy who just watches stuff. So apparently you're seeing these things from his point of view, but it's what if it had been different? What if it was Peggy Carter who got the serum? What if it was Black Panther who got taken into space instead of Star-Lord? So you've got all these what if scenarios, and number one, I just like that. I just like those kind of alternative things anyway. So yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Also, the animation looks quality.
It does. It really does. Which brings us to all I say now is late 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye. Do you know anything about the Hawkeye series?
Other than it's got Jeremy Renner in it, and it's got I don't know the actress's name, but it's going to have Kate Bishop in it as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Who's kind of like Hawkeye's sidekick who becomes a hero in her own right.
I've not really read any Hawkeye other than is it Matt Fraction?
Yeah, and she was in it. Kate Bishop was in it.
Yeah, and I loved that. I mean, I did love that comic. That was a great run. But that's my only exposure, obviously outside of the films. Do you know what I mean? That's my only exposure to Hawkeye. So I'm not. For me, it's I'll wait. Yeah, I'll give it a go, but I'm not jumping at the bit for it. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And unless I heard really, really good things about it, if it was going to potentially clash with something else, it might go on the back burner.
Yep, I hear you. So where are we at now? We're in late 2020. Also in late 2021. I don't know if this is TV show or movie. Is Miss Marvel? I think it's a movie.
I think it's a TV show.
Let me find out. Yeah, it's a TV series. So this is currently Miss Marvel is a young Muslim character who is who's inspired by Captain Marvel, and she has kind of like body morphing powers. She kind of says "embiggen" and her hand gets bigger, and she just looks a bit weird. Really, I've read a few comics wherein I thought she was really nicely done, a nice fresh character, kind of different to most that come along. And she's on Disney Plus at the moment in her own cartoon. Well, it's not her own cartoon, she's kind of with kind of the next generation of Marvel
Rising.
Heroes. Marvel Rising.
Yeah, I've not watched any of that.
No, I watched a little bit of it with my kids. So, and I'm led to believe it's the same. Is it the girl that's doing the voice for it? Is doing the character as well? Don't quote me on that. I'm not excited about the character, but I also want to watch it because I think it's a really good character and it's been nicely done in the comics, and I'd like to see how they handle this. And I know it links in with the upcoming what do you call it? Captain Marvel movie.
Oh, it's the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that. In that, I think for me it's. I mean, I really enjoyed the comic and stuff, but I think it's at the moment it's probably more sliding towards the no category until I know more about it.
Yeah. No. Moving on. So then there is someone. See, the problem is it's not a problem. They're coming up with this is November. They're coming up with characters and teams I know nothing about, so it's really interesting. I think Marvel launched with characters which dedicated comic fans would know, but the general public wouldn't, and yet it still took off. And now they're going for people who, I don't know, I suppose a lot of Marvel fans know it. I am not a big Marvel guy, so I don't know this. I have no idea who the Eternals are, but they're coming in November.
Yeah,
right, so it says Marvel described the film as an epic story spanning thousands of years, featuring a group of immortal heroes forced out of the shadows to reunite against mankind's oldest enemy, the Deviants.
Seems to be quite a vague term.
Yeah, so listen to the cast list. You've got
yeah, I know, yeah.
Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, Gemma Chan, Kit Harington.
Richard Madden, he was in Game of Thrones as well. That dude.
So do you know what? With that one, I'd say you could call me curious.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've got nothing. Spider-Man 3, December.
That'll be I'll probably watch that in 2022 when it hits Netflix.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this. So apparently that ties into Doctor Strange somehow. We'll come to that. Talk about Doctor Strange. So now we're into 2022.
Okay, how many more we got? Because this is Marvel.
We got two more.
Okay.
I think. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
If you got to ask me, mate, it's like you don't even know me.
All right, yeah, okay. Number 1 is Doctor Strange. Number 2, it's a great title.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, give me the Doctor Strange that you showed me from Endgame and Infinity War. Don't give me the Doctor Strange from his own film. And that sounds like, I know it sounds a dig, but that's the Doctor Strange I want to see. Thanks, Marvel.
Okay, May next year, Thor: Love and Thunder, where it looks like, so there's a picture of Taika Waititi on stage with Natalie Portman where he's handing her the hammer.
Yes, this is, yes. I've heard this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with Thor. How are you feeling about the next one?
I mean, I need to watch Ragnarok again, but for me, I've had to accept that the Thor that we have now on screen isn't the Thor that I grew up reading. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
He's just become, and in some ways, for Chris Helmsworth, it works better, I guess. But it's just not that Thor. Every so often, you get flashes of that kind of gravitas that he should come with. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
But for a lot of the time, he's just dropping jokes left, right, and centre, and I have to just go, okay, that's where they're going with. And my worry with Marvel, just as a bigger thing going forward, is, and I was listening to a podcast and they said this, after, it might have been Stephen Scott on Groucho Geeks, is that after Guardians of the Galaxy, that kind of format and that kind of banter seems to have bled through to like all of the Marvel films coming after it.
Yeah.
So they have sort of, to a certain extent, lost that kind of individuality that the Phase 1 had, and early Phase 2, really. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm interested in it because I'm interested to see what they're going to do, how they're going to handle Natalie Portman and stuff. I'm interested to see how they're going to handle her in terms of her becoming Thor, because obviously in the comics she looks different when she becomes Thor. So it'd be interesting to see how they do that.
So we got Black Panther 2, July the 8th. How did I miss that one? And everyone's still talking about how are they going to do that. Of course, blatantly I'm in.
Yeah, likewise.
There's a dispute going on because to honour Chadwick Boseman, people say you can't cast someone else as Black Panther. But then, as someone else pointed out, I've seen 100 different people as Superman and Batman.
Yeah,
the characters live regardless of the people playing them. And why should we be denied Black Panther?
Yeah,
why should we be denied T'Challa?
Yeah, and I think also as well, I don't know Chadwick Boseman, but I'd like to think he would be the first one to say, do you know what I mean?
Show must go on.
It must go on. Do you know what I mean? Black Panther must go on because it should. Black Panther, much like the other iconic hero, should stand. I'd be interested to see. Not interested is the wrong way to put it, but how are they gonna approach it? I think what they will do is, I think they will acknowledge the way they will acknowledge Chadwick Boseman's death is, I think that T'Challa will die, and do you know what I mean? It will be, and then you can get that kind of respect by having the funeral for the Black Panther and blah blah, and then it's kind of like it's more about moving from there. You know what I mean? And how do you move from there? And maybe it's about whoever's going to be the next Black Panther earning that mantle. I mean, that's probably how I would have approached it. I wonder if they'll go down the route of some people suggested his sister.
So in the comics, she has become Black Panther for I don't know if it was for a while or whatever, but so there's a lot of people talking about that as a possibility, and a lot of people saying they'd be happy with that as well.
I don't know how it could work from a story point of view, but the main woman who runs his bodyguards, coming with the called. Her, she could do it.
For real.
She could do it. She'd be worthy, man.
Danai, her real name's Danai.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She was in
Walking Dead, and she was hardcore in that as well. So you know what I mean, all over that.
She could do it.
So here's a few things we haven't got dates for, so I'm not even going to ask you if you want to see. Okay, well, hold on, last one. This is the last one confirmed for 2022. So we've gone to the end of next year here. Captain Marvel 2. Does that make you excited? Are you in?
I didn't mind the first Captain Marvel film. You know what I mean? I don't mind it. I thought it was alright.
I enjoyed it.
I mean? I enjoyed it. So I'd definitely give it a go, and I think, it has the potential to be, as long as they, as long as they move out of Earth, man.
Yeah.
Get out into space and give me something, in the same level as like a Guardians out in the space, but maybe more serious than, say, Guardians. So it's a kind of counterpiece to that. Then I'm all for it.
Cool. So what we're left with is a number of announcements that have no date as yet. So I'm not even going to get your opinion on it. I'm just going to list them: Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Then we've got the TV shows She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Ironheart, Armor Wars, Secret Invasion. Which, I don't know, some of them could be coming in 2022. They've just undated at the moment. But I mean, how's your head feel just having all these titles thrown at you?
There's a lot, man. And you've forgotten one as well.
What have I forgotten?
Blade.
Yeah.
I'm all up for that, man.
Yeah, that is Marvel Studios. Yeah. Blade.
Yeah.
I mean, good. Enough said, man.
Yeah, enough said.
Blade.
I mean...
In like Flynn.
Yeah, I mean, and it's great to actually, see that character come back. Given, I don't care anyone says, man, you wouldn't have your Marvel stuff now if you hadn't had that. So anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Enough of that. But
Deadpool 3's in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more excited about the TV show offerings than I am about the films.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Just in general, I'm just more excited about the TV shows because I feel those ones you can kind of, I don't know, stretch the boundaries a little bit as to what you can do, and obviously Mandalorian sort of proved that. And if Marvel can get it right, well, as far as I'm concerned, they've got it right with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's just that no one wants to admit it. Love that show.
I mean, I've only got one season left to go, and in my mind, there wasn't a single episode of that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, loved that show. And maybe the best thing about it was Marvel did sort of stop putting, stopped looking over its shoulder. Maybe it just went its own way.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe the TV shows, because they've got the big actors in it and stuff, maybe they won't be as brave as we think they're going to be. Don't know, time will tell.
It's an interesting time. I was saying that, I want to fill my TV watch with more than just Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Because look, this is what I'm just going to run down what we said. I'm not even going to make the titles. I'm just going to say the amount of time I said yes, we're in. Yes. Look, give it a go. Curious. Yes. So even the ones like, I'm not sure about, they're still like, I'm going to watch it.
I just think, like you said, and you always said, it's just that going back to being a kid. And I feel that if I didn't watch all of them,
missing out
somewhere. It's not even the missing out thing. Somewhere, the 11-year-old version of me and you would be just cussing us.
Yeah.
We'd be like, "What do you mean you're not going to watch it? What are you talking about?"
But it's Marvel. It's DC.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars. What do you mean you're not watching it?
What do you mean you're not watching it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hear that voice every time I start to sort of go, maybe I won't. You know what I mean?
No, I know. And I keep trying, and that's what kept me going. We started off talking about Smallville before we came on air. And I'm like, that's what kept me going back to Smallville for 10 years, even when I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I have stopped watching a lot of the CW shows and I still feel guilty.
Yeah, likewise.
I genuinely feel guilty.
Yeah.
Right. So why don't you let us? Well, come along, check out the website geeksyndicate.co.uk, but also send us some communication. Let us know what you're looking forward to, what you're definitely out for with Marvel's new slate. There's so much to pick from. What stands out and really resonates with you? Let us know at the geeks at geeksyndicate.co.uk, or find us on Facebook or on Twitter or Instagram. And don't forget to buy us a cup of coffee at coffee.com. If you like what we're doing, then do that. Or
become a
Patreon subscriber.
A Patreon subscriber.
Yeah. And we'll give you love.
And thanks and joy.
Joy. We'll give you joy.
All right,
don't know why I said it like that.
Don't make it CD.
I feel a bit wrong.
Yeah, don't make it CD.
Yeah. So, with that said, till next time, Geek Syndicate, we out.